Well, that ending gave me crabs. Well, just think, right, so first of all, this is going to be unedited. It is currently 20 past midnight here in Ireland. And I literally, my phone has been blowing up all day. Because I turn my phone off for most of the day. I like to kind of, never mind, you're not here to hear, you're here to hear about what actually happened in regards to Bray Wyatt. So my phone was blowing up. Everyone's saying, Jerry, have you seen the Bray Wyatt Seth Rollins match? Jerry, have you seen it? The worst ending. People were saying that there was riots. I didn't see anything in regards to that. People were saying people were just pissed. Like, my whole news feed was just filled with wrestling. And I was like, oh god, what's happened now? Like, was it a bad women's tag match or not? It turns out that apparently what is now being dubbed as the worst finish in 2019, Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins, ended in a no contest. And I thought people were lying. I generally thought people were lying. I thought, there's no way. And I praised WWE so much yesterday. And I feel like such a dick for doing it. Because I praised them so much that they went from an amazing show to a terrible show. I don't know, only WWE can do this. Where they can do an amazing SmackDown, but do a terrible pay-per-view. Anyway, long story short, I went on the bus and I ain't got no time to watch the whole show. I'll just watch the Bray Wyatt Seth Rollins match. And then I'll check out what's going on in regards to Hell in a Cell on Wednesday. And what I've seen can only be described as one of, if not the worst Hell in a Cell matches of all time. I mean, these motherfuckers got me doing this at midnight. God damn. Anyway, right. You're here to... Right. It's an awful match. It was an awful match. It was filled of these kind of like half-baked spots that we're seeing in WWE now where they make it look extreme. Like Bray Wyatt was against Seth Rollins. The match itself was awful. Anyone saying that the match was amazing, I'm sorry, but you're on crack. You're all on crack. That's gonna be a meme, a General Jerry meme now. But yeah, like I seen the match. I just seen the match, and it was one of the worst matches I think I've seen in recent memory. The finish, right? So Bray Wyatt is legit, like supposed to be seen as this badass, and he went from being a badass to being Looney Tunes. You know, like what when you see like a toon and he gets hit with a hammer and he's like, "Hey, I'm still here. Hey, Bray Wyatt." Like that. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was Looney Tunes, like that's what it was. It was like Bray Wyatt was getting hit with curb stomp. He kicked out a one. Now, if they did that the once, okay. If they did like one curb stomp and then he kicked out a one, okay, right, legit, that he looks like a badass. But they did it again and again and again and again, and people were booing. And they still did more, and they did it again and again and again, and chair shot, and then like a pedigree and a fucking like it was just like I get it's like just trying to make him look like a badass, but you made him look so unrealistic, and also weak at the same time. I've never seen in my life where they've created a wrestler that is so powerful that he looks weak at the same time. That's what they've done. They have legit, like, can Bray Wyatt return from this? Yes, absolutely. You can return from this. But it's going to be very hard to do. This match, in many ways, killed the Bray Wyatt run. Now no one gives a fuck. And I honestly thought WWE learned their lesson. But they didn't. They made Bray Wyatt look incredibly strong to the point where he looks weak. How did they do that? That's an accomplishment in itself. You made a man so strong that he looks weak. I don't know how they did it. Apparently, and let's get into the obvious thing. It ends in a no contest. Now, I'm gonna just say what everyone else has been saying. when was this a rule in Hell in a Cell? This was never a rule. Hell in a Cell is like Hell in a Cell. It's supposed to, really much, it's designed for a 3-match segment. Like, so you would have like a normal match, it might end in no contest. You have an Extreme Rules match, it ends where like one wins, and then they do something violent, so then it's so violent that they have to put it in Hell in a Cell. Perfect example is Mick Foley versus Triple H. Excellent match that they had. They had like a normal match, I believe. Then they had a street fight, which is a fucking amazing at Royal Rumble 2000. And then they had a Hell in a Cell, and it was pretty decent. That's how you do a Hell in a Cell match. But Hell in a Cell right now, and I'm just gonna say it straight off the bat, I think get rid of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and I'm just gonna be honest, get rid of the Hell in a Cell style match, because in WWE, it's in 2019, you can't do anything with it. It's PG. Like, it's like how can you go from watching Triple H and Mick Foley, or Mick Foley being thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell, to Bray Wyatt with a cartoonish mallet? Like, it's just an awful, awful match. Absolutely goddamn awful. Like, this made the things that they did on SmackDown, they made so many jumps that they managed to get worse before, like, after SmackDown, should I say. I don't know how they've done it, but they've made wrestling worse because of this match. Now, a lot of people are saying to me, well, Jerry, did you see the smarks chanting AEW? I'm not gonna lie, it was cringy, but at the same time, though, I understand where they're coming from. Right, put yourselves in this. Imagine if you paid to see this match. If you paid to see Hell in a Cell, only for it to end on a no contest. Like, do you blame them for chanting this? I'm sorry, but I know I'm starting to get a wee bit like, I know the anti-smarks are going to have a fit over this, but I like to be balanced on my videos. I like to be as clear and precise and balanced as I can making this content. And I have to agree with some of the crowd. I would be doing the same thing. I would be wanting a refund. You paid to see a Hell in a Cell match only for it to end in no contest. It's ridiculous. It's utterly, utterly ridiculous how they put this... like, who in the right mind thought, let's just end it in no contest? Like, did anyone not think in this stupid board meeting and tell Vince, maybe it's a bad idea to end one of your most prestigious matches in WWE, one of the most violent matches ever to grace the wrestling industry, to end in a no contest? They've inadvertently, not only have they buried Seth Rollins because his finisher looks weak now against Bray Wyatt, not only have they made Bray Wyatt like weak because he ended in no contest, not only did they do that, but they inadvertently somehow, and I don't know how, but they managed to bury the match type as well. Not only did they put a guy in here that looks so strong he looks weak, but you also managed to bury a Hell in a Cell match to a point where I don't even think I could watch a Hell in a Cell match after this. You actually inadvertently destroyed a wrestling match. So, congratulations. It's like, my whole newsfeed is just filled with this. Like, it's just filled with this. Like, and people are defending this. Like, people were like, oh, let's see how they go. I'm sorry, but you cannot defend this. This match is an excuse. There is absolutely no excuse for this match to take place. If you were going to end it in no contest, then at least have a normal match where Bray Wyatt beats up Seth Rollins to the point where it ends in a no contest. That would be a better booking, because it's like, holy shit, like, if you want to do your little, like, he kicks out of one, yeah, absolutely, it makes Bray Wyatt look strong, absolutely, but like, have him beat the shit out of Seth Rollins to the point where it ends in a no contest. Bray Wyatt's in such a fragile state now because we want to see what he can do. And then the match, one of the most dangerous matches that he's in, And the red lighting, like, I don't mind the red lighting. Some people were complaining about it. I don't mind it. Like, I understand why they did it, because in reality, like what happens if the mask slips, or like it does look goofy with just the mask on. Like, you know, that's eventually gonna wear off. But like I don't know how you've managed to bury the actual Hell in a Cell match type. Like, you've actually ruined it. There's no excuse. I'm sorry, I'm gonna title the video "No Excuse" for this finish. This is I'm not gonna say it's the worst finish of all time. I mean, look at Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan. Like, that was a terrible finish. It's not the worst, but it's the worst one in 2019. And the thing is that you're giving these AEW guys a chance to go, oh, AEW the best. And I'm sick of this war. I'm sick of like I seen people generally pissed off at me because I was defending SmackDown. And then people are like, oh, I told you, Jerry. Yeah, oh, I told you. Like, I get it. Like, you know, it's an awful match. It's terrible. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no excuse for it. But like, can we please step out of this fake... Like, this isn't like football teams. This isn't like the NBA. Like, this isn't the fucking NFL. Like, this is WWE. Stop doing this fake war thing that you try to do with Raw and SmackDown. Remember they did this with Raw and SmackDown? Oh, SmackDown's better than Raw and Raw's better than SmackDown. Like, it's like Americans, like, no offense to you, but you've always gotta look at some type of conflict in anything. Like, it's just, and the UK do it as well, and so does Ireland, where it's like, no matter what happens, there's always gotta be a war to a point where we have to be one side or the other, whether it's politics, whether it's like this SJW, anti-SJW, or whether now it's professional wrestling. And I watch professional wrestling because at one point or another, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, I'm better than you, I know more about this. It never used to be like that. But now it's gotten to a point where we have absolute inbred mongoloids that have just completely ruined this industry. Like, they've completely ruined it. WWE has ruined it as well. Vince McMahon, I'm sorry, but needs to, like, I don't know what he was on to think that. Like, if he came up with this decision, like, or if it was someone else, needs to be fired straight away. Who in God's green earth thought, like, I'm just imagining in this boardroom where Stephanie McMahon is overlooking, because apparently she overlooks these guys. Stephanie McMahon is looking, and we have a guy, we're going to call him, I don't know, we'll call him Twat, okay? So Twat's sitting here, and they're throwing ideas, and someone says, hey, you know, like, personally for me, I'd say, okay, let's have Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins in an Extreme Rules match, okay? Extreme Rules match, because this Extreme Rules match is not like a death match or anything, it's like a novelty for WWE. And then don't have it in a no contest, have it to the point where it ends in a knockout, where Bray then inadvertently wins the title. Or if you don't want Seth to lose, have it to the point where Bray Wyatt beats him up, to the point where you cut the screen out completely. There's no title thing or anything like that. It just cuts out. Like, to the point, like, make it look realistic to people like, oh my god, is he okay? Do that. Don't do what you did there. Like, this is just inexcusable. Like, there's no excuse for this. This is the worst finish in 2019. You have inadvertently destroyed Seth Rollins, you destroyed Bray Wyatt, and you destroyed Hell in a Cell. Now, my main Hell in a Cell review will be out in Wednesday, but obviously I've been running late recently, and I wanted to strike while the iron's hot. This is the worst finish in 20... We might as well run the 15 minutes. But, like, this is just horrible. Like, this didn't even get me angry. I'm just disappointed. I'm just very disappointed because they did an excellent job on SmackDown and they've ruined it. They've ruined something that was good, maybe behind a team that actually deserves behind some of the creative aspects of it. But, like, this is a pay-per-view. Like, people actually paid for a no... Mother of God, the more I think about it, it gets worse. Like, people actually paid. By the way, I'm not with the WWE Network, but people paid. Like, they paid for a no contest on a Hell in a Cell. Think about that. No excuse. General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out. Worst match ever. It's probably going to be regarded as the worst match of 2019. Subscribe. You all know what to do. See you all on Wednesday.